So what was the purpose?
In my opinion, and this is going to go full conspiracy. And
Wait, so let me ask you a question. Do you think all these players in the game, right? Do you think they're all pieces on a chessboard of some grand master plan? Like every single one, like Fauci, like all these people involved.
I think Fauci is the highest paid government official. I think Fauci has much more power and alliance than we can get into that as well. It's just been proven that a lot of this stuff.
So everything, all this stuff happening is all like is one scheme. Or do you think there's any natural occurrences within the function? Is the question.
I'll give you this.
Like natural instances, like what do you think about like AOC? Like is AOC just like a pawn, or is she like playing the chess game?
AOC is just a pawn. AOC is playing her own chess game, and the people love her and the women love her.
Oh, but she's not part of the big picture.
Probably not. Probably.
Okay, so
they want her part of the big picture. They want because she pushes this socialistic ideology.
You mean the media picture? But I'm saying the big picture.
Yo, this is getting fun. This is about to get so lit.
I'm curious. I love hearing these.
Lit, man. We about to crack open the doors. All right. What are you saying? What are you saying?
All right.
All right. Let me just go.
Okay, fine.
Let me just go. Do you know who Klaus Schwab is?
No.
Oh, drop a comment if you know who Klaus Schwab is.
All
right. This is where we go in. Klaus Schwab is some billionaire. And he is a German fella. He's a German physicist or something like that. And he is head or founder of the World Economic Forum. And
okay, now
what is the World Economic Forum?
No. See, now the fact that you just said, I know what the World Economic Forum is.
So okay.
But
Klaus Schwab.
The fact that you're bringing him up in this conspiracy theory is funny to me, and the reason that for that being the case is
it's not a conspiracy.
It's so benign.
All right, Klaus Schwab.
Are you saying that the World Economic League is part of the conspiracy?
All right, fair enough.
I just finished watching probably my favorite show of all time, Peaky Blinders, and
the
World Economic League's involved, and they're doing some shit with Soviet Union and some Russian shit, and they're doing some spy shit. And
it's nice.
Is that the case? Is that what the World Economic League's doing?
So the World Economic Forum is where some of the top businessmen, scientists, engineers, leaders, chairmen, people that sit on chairs and boards meet and go. They might meet in Switzerland. I think it's in Switzerland. And they go and meet and they talk about finance and economics and this, that, and the third. At the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab had this weird introduction basically about how he's turning it to the guy, this intellectual guy that's a mathematician just went on Joe Rogan and basically broke down what he was saying, and they listened to it. And he was saying that they're changing from normal capitalistic. They want to change it from normal capital. They want to basically make like a world capitalism. They want to make a world like global economy, global market, and they want to all in tie because we know right now that China and Russia are building a pipeline to share oil and share gas and sell and trade to each other. They're building multiple, I think, trains and railways, but specifically the pipeline is pretty intense. That's pretty. I think that's pretty big. And so they meet at this World Economic Forum, and he basically says that they're changing. I think they're changing to like virtue capitalism or venture capitalism, where basically the economy is going to be run by the top billionaires that own the actual capital. And
wait, they're going to function an economy on...
You can watch the whole thing. I didn't watch the whole thing. But then, so Klaus Schwab talked at the World Economic Forum. He said his thing, and then he brought up the leader of the Chinese Communist Party, Xi Jinping. You know, he's a great guy. Fucking really wholesome guy. Cares about his people for sure. And society first for Xi Jinping, you know. Cares about all people, all gender, all colors, all creed. And then later at the World Economic Forum, the Lord and Savior, Dr. Fauci, spoke right after, maybe not right after, but a little bit after Xi Jinping. And the World Economic Forum is probably not the most wholesome guys, and they're not the nicest people in the world. They maybe don't have the best intentions.
Doesn't sound like it.
Some would say. So that who is Klaus Schwab, and he also came out with his book, I think last year, called The Great Reset.
He did?
Klaus Schwab did, which is kind of interesting. But I don't know if he tried to make money off it.
Wait, and what was it about?
And basically, I'm not exactly sure, but basically it's about the transfer. Like we've been in like the U.S. and again,
Oh, it's about the transfer to that economy.
The transfer of money right now, like the richest people have gotten richer and richer over COVID and this epidemic, and they've gotten more power, more control, and they're going to they've basically built this system to then, even if they open up all these economies and world economies, they're going to just get more power and more control. And basically, that's kind of the argument. It's the Great Reset is they're going to reset the world economy and go on this like global economic exchange. And the richest people in the world are going to are going to be in charge of what goes on and what's to say. But it's kind of an argument of maybe what's already happening with the Federal Reserve, right? Or who even is the people that fund? Who is it? The Federal Reserve? Who even are they? Isn't it like just a fund of random people that nobody really knows?
That's just a quirk of the legislation.
What does that mean?
Like the Federal Reserve has to function as a private bank in order for it to serve its purpose.
But it's just technically a bunch of rich people that fund America?
No, it's owned by the government. There's a lot of like conspiracy. I'm sticking to the sound and true right now.
Okay. Sounding true.
There's a lot of conspiracy about
But isn't the bank
who owns, like you'll see, it's like, did you guys know that the Federal Reserve is privately owned? Who owns the Federal Reserve?
Yeah.
It's owned by the government. It's just like for it to serve it's fake. It's like
not real,
It's
though.
a fugazi, yeah.
Yeah, so either it is just rich people pumping money.
Who
into
knows?
the
I don't know what's going on
government,
behind the scenes. That's just what my understanding is. I mean, I don't know.
But the understanding literally makes no sense, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, because like
They either have a bank account that just
we have a fiat currency. Everything's bullshit. Yeah, that has to make sense. You have to accept that.
I know,
bullshit.
but that's the problem.
You have to play by the rules.
That is the problem.
The rules of tag are bullshit.
All right, so then
you have to play by the rules of the game.
Now let's get into a deeper concept. All right, so you want to keep going before I get. We'll stay there. We'll stay. We're all over the place because I do want to go deeper with this. The COVID is very interesting. But yes, I, in my opinion, after everything that's come out and everything will continue to come out, and if you haven't done your research and you just read some headlines on MSNBC, and you're like, Luke, sounds like a crazy conspiracy theorist. It's like, I wish I did sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but if you read your stuff about it, read your articles, read your books about this stuff, actually looked into the science about COVID, there's really no other way around that. I believe COVID was probably leaked on purpose to destroy the world economy. And in America specifically,
is that what the theory is?
Yes, to destroy the world economy and then change the world economy. And then, in my opinion, I think in America, they're probably going to somewhat blame it on Donald Trump, whether we like it or not. Or I think our history books are just going to write that Donald Trump kind of was at fault for. They're going to make this narrative that he was this horrible guy that divided the country, which you can make the narrative, this, that, and the third. But to say that he was at fault for what happened with COVID is not true. And I do tend, in my opinion, I tend to low-key think they're probably going to just throw the books at him for that. Like, yeah, in 50 years, like kids will learn that the 2019
so
to 2000.
what do you think Donald Trump knows about the grand scheme?
Well, he made the vaccine. So he has to sell that he's in it. And he played the game, bro. He played the game. I don't think my view on Trump changed a little bit. I don't know.
Do you think
I think it was hard. Like I think realistically, like he did get elected from the Electoral College. They want, like, in a way, a certain amount of, not they. I wouldn't say they because the media.
You think the
U.S. government in a way wanted, like, I mean, government workers wanted him in a way.
I'm saying, okay, but do you?
He won.
I mean, yeah. When you really think about the political system, like,
Right, like they didn't want Hillary.
There's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah,
but do you think why was he so ostracized from the community? Do you think he was a pawn as well, or do you think he was?
There could be an argument he was a pawn,
or do you think he just didn't play? He didn't play the game, and they didn't.
Either he didn't play the. He played the game enough. Well, we can admit that. He played the game enough. He didn't take us out of Middle East. He probably should have. We kept kind of bombing things and making money and doing our thing in the Middle East. He was pumping the military-industrial complex. So in that aspect, the corporate government, I don't think, hated him that much. I think maybe they said they did, and he knew they said he did. But at the end of the day, he was wetting some people's hands, and he really was. He was wetting some pockets. He was filling them. The way he handled the media and social media, was it a pawn to try to,
Or maybe the
fire up the
What if-
average working man and just to
Yeah.
get that vote, and he didn't give a fuck either way? Maybe he does kind of stand. In my opinion, if you want to get super conspiratorial, I don't even think it's that conspiratorial because some of this is proven. You have Skull and Bones. You have all these different kind of like cliques and frats, right? You have rich boy frats, right? And in my opinion, Trump's probably boys with certain maybe mafia frat guys. Who knows? High power people that maybe don't fuck with the main people that are in power and in government, and especially in media. There's obvious this media attack of Trump. I don't know how much all politicians across all Congress, Senate, and the board actually feel about Trump, but the politicians that are on the media,
A lot of people-
on TV, hate Trump.
a lot of people genuinely like hate Donald Trump.
Yes.
Which is like so odd to me because like a year before he was president, like Donald Trump was like a cultural icon.
It was just like celebrity TV.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Everybody
kind of
know,
like
nobody
a-
had a problem with Donald Trump. Like
Yeah.
nobody was ever calling
Yeah.
Donald Trump a racist and shit. And then all of a sudden, like the world hates him. It was a very drastic transformation, but I thought it was almost like comic. But like, what if his goal, like, all right, this is now the theory I'm going to pose. This is all theoretical for me. I'm just going to lay that out. I tend to stick to the hard and tried.
Facts. Stick to the facts.
But what if he's all part of the game, but his job was to be the divisor?
And that's
Right.
completely
What if he
plausible.
walked into that role knowing he was playing that role? Like he's like,
completely
they're like,
plausible.
Trump, look, we want you to run for president. We want you to win. We want you to divide the country. Right? Like, what if that was his
They
goal?
want us to divide the country.
What if that was the goal, right?
But you could also make the argument, like, so this is when we
Now
also
they're done with him. Now then the
This is all-
DOJ investigation came back. There was no tampering with the 2020 election. Blah blah blah.
he accepted the defeat.
Yeah,
He was gonna.
Now they're
I
like,
think
"Bye,
the idea
Trumpy."
they were gonna challenge the election
Yeah.
on January 6th, and then, I mean, again, I think in my opinion they let January 6th happen to blame it on Donald Trump, and then I think Trump was like, fuck, they got me good, and then just kind of gave up on everything, and then he's gonna run again. I don't know, and I think you got to think. I think maybe we're giving Trump and some of these politicians too much broad term credit. You got to think about Trump, specifically Trump too, because he goes to these rallies and he has thousands and probably millions of people that fucking like love him, like that, like
Yeah.
Trump,
Yeah.
Trump, and so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's living in this world where like millions of people fucking love me, dude, and he doesn't really care about the millions of people. He's probably such like a psycho, like famous person now that he's so tapped out of reality that he's just like, dude, millions of people love me, bro. I'm just keep grinding and keep having them love me. Just keep saying whatever.
So you think
just
he's
say.
a pawn, or do you think? So that's
They're
what
all, I think
the
they're
consist-
all a pawn.
So
They're
who's
all a
playing?
pawn.
Who's playing chess?
They're all a pawn, and they're all playing. What do you mean? Who's playing chess?
Who's
playing chess
who are
with
the
the
grand
guys.
masterminds behind this all? Who's dictating all? Who's making these people's pawns? Like whose agenda are these people being pawns a part of? Is the question. Like, is it the Illuminati? Is it the Freemasons? Is it aliens? Is it lizard people? Who is it?
So
Where are they at?
So you go full. We'll go full conspiratorial. You're talking black magic, and
believe
we're
in
talking
lizard
lizard
people?
people and shit.
Do
We're
you
talking.
believe in lizard people?
We're talking black magic and lizard people. Black
Wait,
magic
do-
with
do
a
you-
fucking K. Black magic with a K and lizard people, okay? That's conspiratorial. Realistic terms, it's probably the richest people in the world and bankers and people that are trying to play God. Because I think when you get so rich, there's a point, and it's not, I don't want to say it's proven, but you can just watch like that, how rich people move. They get rich and they start doing psychedelic drugs and trying to do all this shaman and trying to figure out the meaning to life. And I don't blame them.
Is that a sound fact? Like, is Jeff Bezos doing that?
Jeff Bezos is trying to fly to the fucking moon, bro. Yeah, yes,
You know, you think so?
yeah, wait, yeah, bro.
Okay,
yeah,
fair enough,
of
fair enough,
course,
fair enough,
yeah,
fair
bro.
enough.
These guys they think they're better than all of us, and in
mean,
the
they
way they
will.
are, in the
Fuck,
way they
yeah,
are. I don't
I
give a
mean-
fuck, dude. You know what I'm saying? But I do, yeah, and so the one guy I like, Callan, like his dad's the CIA, and he's around a lot of rich people. He's been in a lot of movies. Like when rich people get a lot of money, like even richer than the celebrity money, like real money. They just try to figure out like what the meaning. They just try to get all deep and like what's the meaning to life and like what's my purpose and who is God. They try to find God and aliens and shit. And there's a lot of arguments you might be able to find them because you hear these stories. You hear certain
Yeah,
stories.
yeah, like doing the DMT and
Yeah, who knows what's true? Who knows what's been passed down, and who knows who's believing what and who
only
heard
God
what
knows.
story and stuff.
Only God knows.
But and who is God? God doesn't even know who God is. That's Alex Jones. God is trying to figure out God, and that is the world we're living
Is
in.
Alex Jones God?
Some would
Is
say
Alex Jones Jesus Christ, our Savior, our Lord?
Is Jesus Christ real? I had the conversation with Jake Berlaga about Jesus Christ, about the legitimacy of the historical facts of Jesus Christ, the real human being. It's interesting. Who knows?